All right, Eagle Nation, happy preseason week as we get to see the Birds kick off against the Ravens on Friday. But in the meantime, we had another Eagles practice today, and more importantly, a signing that I think is going very underrated. What could it mean for the future of the Eagles? We'll talk about that and a whole bunch more. But welcome into A to Z Philly. I'm RB. Do me a favor. If you do enjoy the content at the end, hit the little like button and subscribe to our channel, as we will keep you up to date every single day. Eagle Nation, what do you think is the number one position right now of importance that we need to keep our eyes on? Is there anything you're concerned with? Give me your thoughts down below in the comments, and we'll get to mine in just a little bit. But I want to start off with a few things from practice today. Jalen Hurts, once again doing his thing. ESP says that he did not set the record for consecutive throws without an interception. He's 13 away from that, and it could happen tomorrow, but it was another outstanding showing from Hurts. All we've heard every single day from these reporters is that this is the best training camp they've ever seen with their own two eyes. Jalen Hurts turned in another performance that will leave coaches encouraged, taking care of the ball and making a few really nice throws in the red zone. He had a couple big throws today to Devontae Smith. He had one to Johnny Wilson, A.J. Brown. He's just finding all of his guys. 11 for 13 today, 3 touchdowns. All signs are pointing at Jalen Hurts getting back on the track he was on a couple years ago, and it feels good, man. I hope he is able to do so, but so far, according to the reporters, the best training camp they've ever seen out of Jalen Hurts. And oh, by the way, remember that thing a couple weeks ago that everybody kept talking about, right? They couldn't leave it alone because it was the off season. We needed things to talk about, right? Well, guess what? We can throw away, we can dispel all of the craziness, all of the drama surrounding Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni. Oh, they don't like each other. Oh, Jalen doesn't have his back. Well, feast your eyes on this, man. This is from practice today. At the end, Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni riding out on Big Dom's golf cart, smiling, happy. You think these guys don't like each other? Come on, man. Jalen and Nick are a dynamic duo. They're having fun. He's got his back. I love it, man. Shout out to Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni. But okay, let's go ahead and talk about what really happened this morning, because we got a breaking news signing, and I feel like nobody's talking about it. But the Eagles defense got a potential reinforcement. Now, it started with Vic Fangio, who spoke with the media before practice today, had some really good answers. He was very open and honest. One thing I do appreciate about Vic Fangio so far. And he said this, quote, "It's hard to play good defense without a good inside linebacker." So kind of, challenging his guys, right? We've had some questions about the linebacker position, and I've been open about it. I said on the video yesterday, I'm a little concerned, right, about Zach Bond and Devin White. Devin White has done it at a high level, but last couple years has looked a bit shaky. And then Zach Bond coming over, who so far seems to be the guy who's never really had much of a starting role. I liked Zach Bond a lot coming out of college. In fact, in my reaction video years ago, I actually wanted the Eagles to draft him. But when it all comes down to it, he just has not had a lot of starting reps in the past. He's been mostly a special teams guy. Not to say he can't be that guy with the Eagles, but I'm going to have to see it first. And yes, I may have some trust issues because, last year you come into the season with Zach Cunningham, right? And you come in with Nicholas Morrow, who got cut and then brought back. Then you try to bring in Shaq Leonard. That was a failed experiment. You try to bring in Miles Jack. He said, screw this. I'm going back to being an electrician. And you essentially were screwed the whole season because you let your other guys go the year before. And yeah, I just think linebacker needs to be more of a priority. And Vic Fangio seems to agree. Now, he also said this about Nakobe Dean, quote, "He took a step back at the stadium practice after a couple good days earlier in training camp." So Nakobe Dean's stock has been up and down. You know what I mean? Some days they're like, yeah, this guy is showing a lot of promise. And then other days, well, he's been injured. He's trying to get back from it. He has a lot to prove, and he's still not there yet. So we really don't know what to think about Nakobe Dean. But the Eagles go out and they sign a linebacker today. Former Jaguars free agent linebacker Shaquille Quarterman to a 1-year contract. And if you're like me, you probably heard this and said, who? Who is this guy? I mean, look, I maybe have heard the name, but who is this guy? And, deservedly so. He hasn't played a lot, but here he is already at practice. So they signed him today. He's out there. He's got the helmet on and he's doing some drills. So welcome to the Eagles, Shaquille Quarterman. Now, who really is this guy? ESP with a few bullet points here. He is 26 years old. He has played 63 games in 4 seasons for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He was a 4th-round pick back in 2020 out of Miami. He has no starts in his career, 54 total tackles, and 1 tackle for loss in 4 seasons. Now, do I think they signed this guy to come in and be a starting linebacker? Probably not. But the good thing about this is that, 1, he has a lot of special teams experience. 2, if he does end up being somehow a diamond in the rough, then you're essentially taking on another body here in training camp just, to increase competition, and there's no risk. If this doesn't work out, you end up, cutting him, sending him to practice squad, whatever it may be, backup, I don't know. But this guy actually has some tools. I went back and watched a few of his highlight clips and actually looked up some articles written on him from a couple years ago, and they said this guy holds himself well. He's got good athletic tools. He seems to be a pretty quick, speedy, versatile player, just never really had the opportunity. So, look, I'm not going to say that this guy's blossoming into a superstar by any means, but he's another body you can have on your roster. He was out there available. Howie Roseman went and got another linebacker. What does this mean? Does this mean he is concerned about Zach Baun, about Devin White, the linebacker core? Does he want to add more ammunition? Is this just another camp body? What is it? Well, ESP here says that it seems like a special team signing. He could be a potential Oren Burks replacement if the knee injury is serious. The Eagles signed Oren Burks in the offseason from San Fran, and he really hasn't gotten on the field at all, right? Every practice, he's out. He's got a knee injury. If he is not good to go, maybe this guy could emerge as that unique special teams player and have a really good opportunity here in Philadelphia. Has been mainly a special teams player. He's played around 55% of the special team snaps for Jacksonville. And yeah, this guy, you hope that he's a diamond in the rough, but either way, will provide some much needed depth, especially if Zach Baun is your starting linebacker. Who knows how many reps he's going to have out there on the special team. So the Eagles going to pick up a guy. To me, it kind of shows me that Howie is doing his due diligence. He's looking around, trying to find some of maybe these late camp cuts or just guys that are available who can come in and just add some depth to this team at a positional group where they're probably going to need him, just being completely honest. Lastly, I want to talk about the wide receiver core. Jalen Hurts, another nice deep throw today to Johnny Wilson. This guy's name has been popping up every single day. He was getting first team reps. Now, Paris Campbell was still out today, so maybe that's why. But Johnny Wilson, 6'6", big red zone target, has been playing up to par. He's been playing really well as a late round pick. And Jalen Hurts at this point had 18 attempts away without throwing an interception. Then it got down to 13. But it seems like Johnny Wilson is becoming a bit of a target favorite for Jalen Hurts down in the red zone. So let me know what you think about him. And lastly, Jordan Davis finally had a huge play today. It was 1st and 10 at the 1-yard line. Offense got a first down and they win, but the defense got the win because they made the stop. It was Jordan Davis who bursted into the backfield for a safety and hit Saquon Barkley. So Jordan Davis rising to the occasion, going to need him big time for sure. And at the end of the day, the Eagles getting prepped for what is going to be an interesting preseason. It does seem like they are practicing more, which we know they are, but it seems like they're putting in a lot of reps, and they are probably going to end up playing some of their starters in preseason a lot more, which is not common under the Nick Sirianni era. So we will see how all of that plays out and who wins these final positional battles. But give me all your thoughts down below in the comments section. As always, appreciate everybody for tapping in.
Welcome to BetMGM Live Dealer. All your favorite casino games, blackjack, poker, roulette, craps, and more. All on your phone, desktop, or tablet 24/7. Play with friends or make new ones at the tables.
Double down, Dave.
Chat with players and live dealers like you're at the casino.
Give me a 10.
Yes! Now you're betting with the king of Live Dealer.